Hello and welcome again to Simple Ways. Today I'm going to show you what does API means. API is an application program interface. What does this mean in action? And this is in alignment with our course, which will be issued in the beginning of November 2022. You will find it beginning November 2022 on Udemy. That will be the details of how to program APIs on Node.js using JavaScript, on AppScript, in details for the front end and the back end. So if you have this set of data, big data like the weather, the finance, the gold prices, the exchange market, whatever, many people needs this data. They need this part of this data, for example, the production at certain date, the exchange market at certain date, some relevant data of the gold prices, of the whatever you are producing. Maybe even if you are tracking your sandwiches that you ordered on delivery or something, you need some information on the status of the preparation of your sandwich. To get the status from, or to get a result from a resource who is having the information that you need, that's where the who is having the resource is going to place some code on top of this resource, so you can use this code to search for the data or the information you need in from this data. Okay, and this will be covered with application program interface, which is an API. So the API actually covers the data with a big program, and at the end of the day it covers all this big program in just a URL that you are going to write to extract the data from this database. Once you know the URL through the documentation of the API and how to use it and how to amend it with the specific information that you need, so you will amend it with a tag that includes exactly what you are searching for, the status of your meal, the exchange price at this date, the production units at this date, whatever, then it's going to return to you this data in a simple format that you can understand. It will be displayed at your screen. So that's what is included in our course that will be on Udemy starting November 2022, and it will show you the details of using and coding the APIs on Node.js, on JavaScript, on AppScript, and linking maybe 3 or 4 APIs, using them at the same time in your code for the front end and back end. This is all backed up with theory about the APIs and the Node.js and the JavaScript, so you have a robust background, you are in good hands, and then you understand, and then you can jumpstart your API programming, whether on the front end or on the back end. Let's see the examples that we will start together coding from the next week. That's a simple sheet we were using previously when we were making charts and so on. You can return to our previous videos, and includes some simple data with tags, crew and date and time and some values and whatever. On top of this data on this sheet, we had created some do-get function, which is the code that is going to receive from the front end some request with parameters that include the date, and going to use these parameters to search inside the data, the database. So database usually are millions of data, but just this simple one so we can understand it together. And then on the front end, we code a simple program that uses the URL of this web app when deployed and amend it with question mark to make it a query, and the key, which is the date, and then the date that is going to request it. On the very front end of the user side, simply here we'll have format this cell, for example, as a date, and this date we're going to data validation, so we make sure that this one is a date. Okay, save, so it will be requested as a date. If we click here, we select the dates on the production sheet. Demo production sheet was in June, so we'll select something like 25th of June, for example. And here we need to, that's the function or the method you can return to our video on the making your own custom methods or custom functions. We make get, this one is get production. It collects production. It needs data. It needs a date. There'll be this date, and then you close the parenthesis, and then you click. It's working, loading the data, and then you can see that the data is returned. That's tag B, Saturday, 25 of June and the values and so on. If you return back to your other sheet, you can find that on the 25th of June it was like this. We can take any date which is available here. For example, let's take the 2nd of July. If we return back to, that's the user. So that's the user, that's the front end coding, that's the database, and that's the back end coding. We're going to see all of this in details in the course on many platforms and in very sophisticated way, but we are going to simplify it for you. But we are showing you just a demo here, and we will start coding this demo from the next week. For example, if I click here again, I can select another date. For example, it's the 2nd of July. It's loading the data. It's calling my backend, calling the database server, and it's returning my data to me that I can structure for you on the user side. See you inside the course. Follow us. Wait for the coming videos. Join our courses. Will be available from the beginning of November 2022 on Udemy with the details to how to jumpstart your front end and back end experience on Udemy. See you there.